With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum to Imam
Alaikum assalam.
and all of the imams and believers gathered from around the country. Graceline Community, Inc. is honored to be a part of the 2022 Community Development and Leadership Webinar. I am Amira Wazir, and I will be the host for today. There may be some of you who are not familiar with us and our vision for the proposed Graceline Federal Credit Union, and I invite you to learn more about our beginnings and who we are at our newly designed website, gracelinecommunity.org. Graceline has decided to present our topic of Investing 091, along with our progress report in a roundtable format. The roundtable format has allowed for enriching discussions on the subject of our vision for bringing a credit union to life and the economic development of our community. Topics from changing the algorithms of bias that banks use to discriminate, wealth building, financial empowerment, I-bonds, leveraging money, investments, and more importantly, how the trauma of money has affected our community. Participating today along with me will be Imam Talib Din Ukta, Umar Muhammad, Adam Baya, Edward Willis, and Kareem Bayas. All of us are members of the Graceline Community, Inc. Board of Directors. So we'll start with our inspiration. I'm going to ask Adam Baya, Imam Baya, to share our vision and inspiration.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum to our audience, and thank you very much for that. Graceline Community, Inc. is a nonprofit corporation formed in the state of North Carolina, and our purpose is to educate or to stimulate economic development in underserved populations, communities of color, and low-income wage earners. We want to teach them financial literacy using research, mentoring, and techniques developed by our associate partners and advisors. And we intend to be a catalyst for creating generational wealth amongst our participants. Our programs will focus on teaching money management skills and business creation through conscious kinetic involvement. And we will also train, guide our candidates to become better money managers. And as you will learn later on in this presentation, we're going to use non-traditional, non-business incubator program to help make that effort happen. Now, in order to get a better idea of who we are, I'm going to turn it over to my associate, Kareem Bia, to give more explanation in terms of who we are and what we're trying to do.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It is my pleasure to be with you today to this historical event, an event that will take us to the next level of our building and our community awareness. Graceline Community, Inc. was formed by a group of professionals with a shared value and extensive background in finance and business. After many months of meeting, discussings, and researching the need for a credit union that would provide economic empowerment to a marginalized people, we incorporated with the intentions of bringing the credit union to life.
And if you look at our screen right now, we have a rendering prepared by Rabbani Muhammad of our Graceline Community Bank branch that will be built in somewhere USA, maybe in your community. If you look at our building, you'll see that it's top of the state-of-the-art, top line credit union building. You see people going in and coming out. And if we go to our next screen, now you see the inside of our proposed credit union. Let me say also, Graceline proposed Graceline Credit Union, because we have not received our charter from the National Credit Union Association. But if you look at the bank, one of the things that might catch your eye on the walls of the bank, there are pictures of the founders of our community. We see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we see Sister Claire Muhammad. And then you look at the further inside, you see a nice area for our customers. Again, we have artwork on the wall to talk about our past, where we came from, and with an eye on where we want to go.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Adam, so much. When we received this, it really caused a great deal of positive feelings. And I'll just speak for self. It was very inspirational. But we've been blessed with several blessings, and one of them is we were able to work with Douglas College. So Edward, if you'd like to bring us up on the Douglas College students program that we worked on.
Yeah, this was something that was really special. Number one, one of the things that the Douglas College students, let me tell you kind of how that happened. Douglas College, the dean of the business school, reached out to me as being a part of the Graceline community effort because of what they saw on our website. And they thought it was a noble effort to give some hope and give some financial literacy and financial strength to a community that struggles. And we actually worked with them to design a curriculum for marketing students at Douglas College for their summer one session. And it was actually, they got credit. They got actually class credit for this to help us in a marketing campaign of the type of messaging that we want to take to our Islamic community, our Ummah, as well as the broader community. And what they did was very unique because they actually reached back to look at our community. They even incorporated the color scheme that Rabbani Muhammad had done for our credit union initiative. They looked at all of that and putting their program together and creating this theme of financing hope, changing lives for us, which just really captured what we're trying to do within our greater community. So the entire process with them as it stood and as it continues has been very enriching and encouraging to us. Foreign university, even though it's just Canada, reaching out to us and basically joining us in this campaign, that just tells you that Allah has us on the right path.
Yeah, it also, what was really good about this was the students had an opportunity to work with a Muslim community. And this was something that the law firm that we have retained, and we're very proud of that. We have one of the top-notch law firms in the state of Texas. I think it's Jackson & Jackson. Is that right, Edward?
Jackson Walker, and they're actually an internationally known law firm. I think they're the largest law firm in the state of Texas, but they have international reach, very renowned law firm that, again, this was one of those things where we did not go searching for them. One of their associates became aware of what we were doing and actually reached out to us and actually started kind of on a pro bono basis of advising us, on different aspects of this particular journey. So this is people who are not necessarily a part of our community, who see what we're trying to do for our community and a greater community and becoming a part of it. And we really appreciate that.
Yeah, this was great. So we love the Finance and Hope Changing Lives. Everybody on the committee loved it. So this is what's going to be our thematic slogan going forward. So when you see this Finance and Hope Changing Lives, you'll know where it came from. It came from our international connections. So another blessing that we've had has been the addition of Brother Omar to our committee. So he's been working along with myself on a program grants. So Brother Omar, if you'd like to take it from here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
It is my honor to participate in this effort and expand on this idea and the purpose of Graceline Community Inc. in the hopes of establishing a Graceline Community Credit Union by initiating and starting a incubator program called Powered by Grace. And this initiative will be targeting small and minority businesses, particularly women-owned and youth-owned businesses. Many of you may not be familiar with what an incubator is. So simply, an incubator is a program that offers affordable workspaces, opportunities to network, advisory services that support business owners, other types of services that allow their business to be successful. Access to resources, so those relationships with bankers, those relationships with financial institutions, and just their understanding of how the business world and the business operates. We find a lack of understanding around that. So this incubator is being designed to support those businesses around those areas of weaknesses. In particular, the goal of the incubator is to serve the different needs of the business community. So everyone that enters this incubator may not be a disadvantaged business, but they need some extra support around how do they continue to market or how do they attract additional customers. So we will tailor particular programming and support service around the needs of that particular business at that time. So we would assist with the business development and growth. So that could be a business plan. And it could be how do I go into business? So it could be a one-on-one, like Sister Amira had mentioned before. How do you sustain your business where you operate without the incubator? So that is the goal of the incubator, is to cultivate an environment that strengthens the business to allow them to be able to go out on their own and sustain their business at a level that makes them successful. We want these individuals and these businesses that participate in the incubator to leave the incubator and actually make impact in their community by being able to rent facilities in their community, to hire within the community, and have greater impact in their community that they're involved in. So how do we go about doing that? We are looking at being able to have a series of workshops, a series of trainings that go into the utilization of social media. How do you use these social media platforms? Marketing tips to be able to target certain groups that you want to attract to your business. Funding sources that are out there for business to operate and continue to be successful. Also bookkeeping, right? And additionally, how do you secure government contracts? There's a lot of opportunities out here for minority participation in government contracts, but we have to be, right, business savvy, business developed in a way that we can gain these contracts and sustain these contracts for the long term that makes us successful businesses. Getting to this idea of how we're going to be personalized assistance for particular businesses. We're going to offer mentor that will pair a successful business owner with someone else that is looking to that has a startup business. Also being able to provide a group of business experts that can come in and look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to a particular business owner and help them navigate that process to address their business concerns, and then financial counseling through SCORE. So if you want to continue to learn more about what we have to offer, we have our email address here where you can follow up, and then the website that you can go to find out additional information about not only the Graceline Community Inc., but our proposed Graceline Community Credit Union.
Thank you, Edward. I'm glad, Omar, I'm glad you mentioned the both. I think maybe I want to use this moment to clarify that in attempting to start the credit union, we realized the magnitude of the benefit we as a committee could bring to the community. And so we organized the Graceline Community Incorporated, our first project being the credit union, but we saw an opportunity to begin working in the community and beginning to do some of the things that Omar has just talked about. So even once the credit union is launched, we'll still be working for the community through Graceline Community Incorporated. And so we're beginning, and along with the webinars that Brother Omar just talked about, they'll be up with the Graceline Inc. programs. But we have programs that we're beginning, Investing 091 podcasts or seminars, whatever you want to call them, in today's, beginning November 12th. So we'll have a syllabus on our website, gracelinecommunity.org, as to how you can get more information and how to sign up for our podcast. But I thought it's important to determine why you're investing. Your investment goals will dictate what you invest in, how much money you invest in, for how long. So many of us, we hear that we should invest, but we don't know how. So we should never invest in anything we don't know anything about. So, but this has been one of my favorite parts of our roundtable, is when we get to hear all about the various different financial opportunities that are out there, and so recently we talked about the buying I bonds, and Edward was instrumental in bringing that idea to a group he's working with, and in one day they had 17 people sign up to buy I bonds. Tell us about that, Edward.
Yeah, just a really interesting little thing that popped up about 6 months ago in my world. And I had totally forgot about them because my parents started buying savings bonds, they were called back in the day that any of us were born. They go out and buy us a savings bond and continued to, put $25 here, $50 there in savings bonds all the way through high school. So they were thinking they were going to save up enough money to pay for college. But this I bond thing has come back around in the last few years as a savings vehicle for individuals who are not wealthy, who don't think that they actually have enough money to get into the market and really earn anything over the 1.5% to 3% that a savings account is paying them, or a CD. And I bonds are paying over 9%. They're like 9.62% right now. And that is to go up, I think, into double digits beginning in either December or January. And these are government-backed bonds, so they're guaranteed. I mean, there is no chance for loss, at least on your money. I mean, we know inflation eats into everything, but as far as simply the money itself, it's 100% safe. And you can start an I bond for as little as $25. You got $25 sitting around in your couch cushion, you can have an I bond and be getting 9% on that money. And of course, you got 100, 1,000, 5,000, you're going to get the 9.62% right now as well. So it's a very safe option. It's a very easy gateway for individuals who are somewhat leery of investing their money. This is a safe way to get started and know that your money is safe, and that, you got to keep it in there for a year now. So, don't, the mad money that you're putting away that you have for emergencies that you got to have in a week, this is probably not the place for that. But if you got some extra money, $50, $200, whatever the case may be, these I bonds are fantastic for that.
Yeah, I think all of us, many of us, I'll say that, think that, we need to buy stock, and we don't really know anything about stock, how to buy stock. And we feel left out. We see that, our dollar doesn't go as far as it used to go, and you wonder what it is that you can do to make your money work for you. So this is really why we decided that we really wanted to do the 091. I tell everybody, I said, well, I started in community college, and so they would have remedial programs. And 091 is a remedial, level. So, we really want to start with people who have money, who are successful. Maybe you bought, your home and you bought property, but you don't know anything about investing. So the very beginning, of where you start, this is who we want to start with, So I remember one of our members who isn't with us, who couldn't be with us today, Ma'am Tyler. He said, well, I don't know anything but real estate, how to invest in real estate. Well, if you know how to invest in real estate, that's great. So, but the financial market offers numerous investment vehicles, including index funds and as bonds, as we just all types of bonds, mutual funds, each offers unique benefits and risks. So, Omar, did you have some comments that you want to make about the investing and, what you hope that our community can get out of our 091 classes?
Yeah, so I know, for example, from my experience with just listening after our meetings, we have these like little roundtable discussions, and I have learned so much. And I can tell you, Edward is a wealth of information around this area. And I have found myself emailing him, texting him, "Hey, where can I invest some money at?" And he's willing to share that information. So I have learned a lot just by in the short time that I have been participating. I think this is my first, I'm going on my first year of being involved with this group, and I have learned so much. And in fact, after Edward mentioned in our meeting about our bonds, I went and established an account on the Federal Treasury, U.S. Treasury website, and invested in some I bonds because the conversation moved me. We have to get in the mindset of being able to invest in those things that appreciate and not depreciate.
Yeah, and I like to chime in also. It's kind of scary because I did the same thing Omar did. the day just based on that conversation, and I was surprised how easy it is. Maybe might have to answer some questions, but I invested also in some I bonds.
So it begins to take, having some support, takes the mystique out of investing to show you just how easy it can be. And as I said, you don't have to know anything about cryptocurrency. We're not investing in cryptocurrency. You don't invest in stuff you don't know anything about, but there are ways to make your money work, ways to make it to grow. And as an insurance agent, I get a lot of calls from people, and they were like, "I want to start a legacy." I said, "Well, how old are you?" "Well, I'm 72. It's too late to start a legacy, with insurance, but it's not too late to buy bonds or maybe do some index funds or something of that nature, So this is what we want to do. And we invite you again to go to our website, gracelinecommunity.org, to get the syllabus. And so give us a couple weeks to get it posted. And so while you're there, take a look around, make a donation, and become a sustaining member. But after the meeting today, there's going to be a Q&A. So I'm going to begin to close out. So are there any comments from my esteemed committee members here?
I just wanted to add one thing, Amira, and it's something that we don't see enough of at Graceline Community, and that's individuals reaching out to us and asking us questions. And we're not saying that we have all the answers, but we have been especially blessed to have aligned ourselves with a lot of professionals in a lot of different areas who are highly proficient and do have answers for people. And that's everything from legal to investing. I mean, we've got investment professionals within our own UMA that we lean upon sometimes for questions, for answers to our questions. And those individuals they're available to us, and we can put you in contact with those individuals. Same thing goes for real estate. If you're looking at buying property, it goes for legal questions. Obviously, it goes for accounting questions and things like that. You may have to pay out of $1 million, but you're going to get the correct answer, when you engage them. And I say that jokingly, but it's the truth that if you reach out, we're going to be able to help you in many, many ways, if not directly, at least putting you with somebody that can help you.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So we close with, I'm sorry, Brother Adam.
Yes, right. I just like to close. I want to reiterate something that Kareem mentioned earlier. I've been involved in this effort since January of 2021. And I can truly say that I've had a chance to meet some individuals that I normally would not have met. And I've learned a lot from them. I mean, this is like, for me, wealth creation, not just wealth in terms of material things, but the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of friendship, the wealth of camaraderie. I mean, so much so. And I would like more people in the community to be involved in this. I mean, when I signed up, when Kareem BR, my namesake, tricked me to come into this organization. I didn't know what he was doing, but Brother Kareem, thank you very much for inviting me, brother.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for taking up the invitation. And let me also add, before we close, that we're bringing the we know we have four birds symbolized in our religion, and we're bringing the fourth bird to the table. Economic empowerment, financial literacy, education, et cetera, et cetera. And we're here as a duty to make this come to fruition, and that's what we're going to do for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. We look forward to your Q&A after the session. So we close, we go forward, realizing that the development of a new mindset in approaching money and investments requires a new way of thinking about money. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Alaikum
assalam.
salam.